Hi, good morning. My name is Andres Ambrosi, and I'm a solution architect at Perspectium. Today I want to take you through the replicator technology. So the replicator technology by Perspectium is a way in which you can synchronize and replicate ServiceNow data from one instance to another, as well as onto SaaS or on-premise applications, such as data warehouses, other reporting archives, and so on. So the replicator technology is based off of a unified integration framework with the message broker service in the middle. And there's many use cases for this. The top 5 use cases are really to reduce the frequency and eliminate instance cloning, lower the cost and risk of ServiceNow upgrades. So now you're able to test those upgrades against real production data without doing it in production. You can simplify your integrations because the way that we've architected the replicator technology is that you create a share and it's one stream of data with no incoming connections to your ServiceNow instance out to the message broker service, and then multiple shares out to different subscribers. We also offload ITSM reporting and business intelligence. You don't have to hit a production instance of ServiceNow. You can go ahead and have a real-time data stream to one of your archives or data warehouses to report off of that. And of course, then guarantee data accuracy across peer instances where you may have multiple ServiceNow instances which you want to go ahead and ensure that certain ticket data is held in sync. So today I want to take you through an integration between 2 ServiceNow instances as well as a data archive. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and navigate to one of my instances of ServiceNow. And because the replicator application is a native ServiceNow application, all I have to do is navigate over to the side left-hand navigation bar. And I find that I've got several replicator capabilities listed on the side here. So very familiar interface, something that you'll be able to do very quickly and easily. Just load an update set and have this available. I choose dynamic share, and first thing I have available to me is several shares that have already been created. So a dynamic share is one in which you provide real-time data streams of certain data within ServiceNow out to the message broker service, which then is subscribed to by multiple target data sources, other instances of ServiceNow archives, and so on. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I want to share incident data of a specific type. Again, because it's a native application, you'll notice the interface is very, very familiar. In fact, when I go and select the table, all I have to do is begin to type the incident table name. It's available to me just like you would in a report or any other sort of setup within ServiceNow. I'm going to go ahead and make this active. And what I want to do now is set some trigger conditions. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say when an incident's created, updated, or deleted, go ahead and send that data over. I also have some additional settings here. I want to include my journal fields and my attachments. I can go ahead and target a specific subscriber of data if I want to with the target queue. I can also map the data to a different hierarchy or format so that some of your data archives only accept fields. Maybe the field names are a little different, or if you're going to integrate to another application, they don't call, say, assign to the same way. That's fine. Go ahead and use a table map. I also can come over here and filter and enrich my data. So what I'm going to do is use the condition picker. Again, something that's very familiar to all of you who've used ServiceNow. I'm going to say only those incidents of priority critical. I also want to make sure that only those that are assigned to the hardware group are going to receive this incident. These types of incidents, only those are assigned to the hardware. I can also enrich this with a before share script if I choose to, but that's all I want to do right now, and I'm going to go ahead and submit it. So I've created a dynamic share. I also have the option to do bulk shares. So the idea of a bulk share is very similar to the dynamic share. In the way it's set up, I can go ahead and open up one of these so you can see it. I can include attachments and journal fields as well. I also can filter and enrich the same way, but this will go ahead and let me schedule a way to send existing incidents across the message broker service at one point in time. Okay, so today for our demonstration, we're going to be using a dynamic share, so with some real-time integration that will take place. I'm going to look over to the other instance of ServiceNow, and what I have to make sure I have set up over here is that I'm actually subscribed to the incident table. So I have a subscription right here to incident. I'm going to open it up so we can take a look at it. Again, very familiar interface. And the beauty is that we also understand the data schema. So right here, I can ensure that I've got my business rules that'll run. I can override system fields. I can also set my trigger conditions, anything that's created, updated, or deleted. I want to go ahead and consume it. And then I can also set certain filter and enrichment options. All right. So last thing I want to point out is back in the source instance, under incident, one of the things that we have the option to do is I can go ahead and select reference fields to also share. Of course, those fields are going to include the sysid of those values and or the display value if you choose. But I'm going to go ahead and say that I want the caller to be included. And when I include the caller, I'm going to go ahead and oh, I already had that one. Let's say the assigned to is one of those. I'm going to go ahead and include the assigned to contact record as well. So that I have the option here to not only include the value in that field for incident, but the referenced record as well that will be sent over. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new incident. First thing I need to do is make sure that we set that incident to a high priority and that it's going to the hardware group. And we're going to have our caller be John Chipley, and he can't open his Excel file. And then we're going to go ahead and submit it. So we've created a new incident. And at this point, a couple things are occurring. If I go back to the Perspectium application, I'm going to see that we've got some outbound messages. And one of those is that the incident was inserted. When I open up that message, what this is showing me is we got a little header that shows some information for the message broker service to know where to send it, where it came from. But the values, your data, is encrypted now. This is what's going to go across our message broker service. We won't see any of your data. We won't know what to do with this set of encrypted data, and it will be decrypted on the other side. You hold those encryption keys. We don't have access to it. Okay. So if I come back here, I'll go ahead and filter out some monitoring alerts that we've got, and I can see that this particular message has now been sent. All right. So let's go ahead and look at our receiving instance or the subscriber instance. And I can see that we've received the same message. It's an insert. Of course, everything's encrypted yet. If I come over to incident, I'm going to look at those incidents that were open today. And I can see we received John Chipley's incident about not being able to open his Excel file. Okay, so we've passed it from one instance of ServiceNow to another, very little setup on our side. What we've also been able to do is one of the subscribers is a MySQL database. So what I've got here is a connection to a MySQL database, and I've got a query here that's going to go ahead and query that particular table, and we're making sure that we're limiting the date ranges between yesterday and tomorrow. And I'm going to go ahead and search and see if we've received the incident, and we have. So we've also, at the same time that subscriber instance of ServiceNow received that incident, this MySQL data archive has also received it as well. So the replicator technology is a very quick and easy way for you to set up multiple shares and then send that data in a stream to the message broker service, where it's our responsibility to make sure that we're sending it in a fast and efficient manner. We're not impacting your production instance of ServiceNow or any other instances of ServiceNow that you have integrated into the message broker service. And we're also not going to negatively impact any of those other data archives, SaaS applications, or on-premise applications you have integrated to the message broker service. Okay. One final thing that we're able to do with the replicator technology is we can go ahead and also monitor its performance. And I can see here dev 291 and I can see what kind of data we've received. We've received 2 incident inserts. We can see the record types from last week, this week. We can see the amount of bytes we've transferred. So it's also a way for you to keep tabs on the integration to make sure it's performing as expected. It also allows us to ensure that you're getting the optimum performance by making sure that we have information that we can then notify you of, or you can notify us of with data to back it up, that maybe there's something irregular or something you would like to see changed. Okay. So that's the replicator technology from Perspectium. Hopefully that gives you a nice summary of what it can do for you, and we hope you have a good day.